Let me ask you a question. Have you ever felt any time that you are perceiving time and space differently at different times? What I mean is, you may be doing some work, it seems like it's taken a long time, but when you look at the time, it's just 5 minutes gone by. You know what I'm talking about. And then the space. Did that just happen? Did I just go through that? The time and the space that we all perceive differently depending on what kind of a state of mind we are in. From that state of mind, what are we seeing? And depending on what are we seeing, if your eyesight is good enough, how are you perceiving? With what intention? And with what attitude? Yeah, this work is all about picking and pulling parts of ourselves that we can look into its personalities and put it back together. When we carry parts of ourselves that is mature enough, works in the space, works together, comes to a conclusion without conflict, then you're peaceful. You radiate an energy of maturity and a very bright presence. This is the work I'm doing, and I'm sharing. Hopefully that it may be easy for someone else and might make sense to their existence and the path they're on. This is mostly for good girls and good boys. Sometimes it's hard to keep up with the goodness because of a lot of disturbing energies around, and it's very difficult to figure out whether we are on the right track or not, what we're doing. Sometimes it can get confusing, especially when there's no space and it's all cluttered and it's all chaotic. I personally want to keep just parts of myself that works and it's functional, even if I feel handicapped with the other parts just taken away because it's not useful. I would like that. Today I saw this man riding a bicycle. See, these things pop up and I kind of see it with awareness, and then I learn something from it. It's beautiful. Lessons are always showing us something or the other. So 24/7 the engine is running 24/7. Always aware, always awake, and there's so much work to do. Makes me think how much time I have wasted in my life, or how many lifetimes we have wasted let's make best use of it. We have one life to live for now. So this man was riding his bicycle and his left leg was doing something weird. So it kind of caught my attention and I kind of looked at it in a little detailed manner. And then I realized, oh my god, he's actually handicapped. His leg is not capable of pedaling properly. So he had this one feet, a right foot was pedaling nicely. You could never tell because he was riding way better than even a normal person. So he was pedaling with the right foot nicely, and with the left foot that actually could not, the feet was twisted, so it was not actually pedaling. It was not actually was able to keep the feet on top of the pedal and push it down. So but he had a little bit of access to the pedal, so he would just push it with his feet. So he was just actually pushing it with the left feet, how much ever it allowed him to do, and that's how he was pedaling the left pedal. It was amazing. So then I thought, wow, how inspiring this life is, how powerful the spirit within is to survive and to do whatever one needs to do to do wherever we need to. See, I think this is what our soul feels. No matter what, we have come here, we have a soul. If we believe in that the soul's journey ends when it finishes all its work, when it cleans up, when it becomes free enough, when it realizes that it is one with from where it came, so the powerful energy to live and to survive is very, very strong, because the soul wants to finish it off and then die peacefully, die fulfilled in its role and tasks. That's why the attack is massive. The souls that are actually on a journey back home, they are attacked at the highest level. Some of us can relate to this. You feel like you have lived. I have seen my father die and come back again and again and again, and he was just a miracle man. How he would survive his ailments and how his body would just keep living. And then he only left when it was the appropriate time. It's a long story, but there were so many different episodes where we thought he would die, but he didn't. The soul's on a journey, and it's very, very intensely serious about finishing it off. We don't know how many lifetimes we've been doing that, but it seems like right now, this time, it's in a hurry. There are going to be things that's going to happen that's fast tracked and crunched up in a small time frame. Sometimes you feel that, right? There's an urgency to you want to just get it over with and get over it. Anyway, it was a beautiful lesson and a very, very inspiring to be able to console the body, to push it to however far we can. So the topic of this talk today is pushing the limits. What does that mean? what we are actually doing is, it seems like we're pushing our limits. So it seems like, when you go through so much karma and intense journey of personal life, relationships, death, this, that, I mean, it's normal, but it seems like a very big issue, isn't it? Oh, so sad, this happened to her, oh, so sad, this one. But it's normal, isn't it? This is life, and it's supposed to happen, all that. So what matters is the attitude and how we are coping with it. Are we getting stagnant in one place? Are we moving on? See, all these things in one lifetime is being noted, and depending on how much work we do, then we'll have to carry that forward into the next life. Trust me when I say this, I've seen this, experienced this firsthand. My own father, how his journey began and how he died and came back as my son. It's not rocket science, or it's not that unusual. It happens all the time. We are all getting recycled. We are all getting, each time we have a life like this, and that's why it's like you remember something and you can't help having a relationship with somebody, or you can't understand what's going on sometimes. So the spirit is actually using the body as a vehicle to continue its journey. I have heard stories of people, trying to commit suicide and it doesn't work. They come back alive and then their minds are changed, and they start living with a different attitude and purpose, actually, and start to value life a little bit more. See, when we realize how precious life is, that we start respecting it a little more, living it with a little more feeling, and then we respect other people's life too. You get better at living life, basically. And like that man, he was, riding the bike so effortlessly. My father was like that. He went through a lot in his body, but not once did he ever complain. He carried that pain. It was unbelievable, because you can't tell, right? We are covered with the skin, and then we're covered with the dress that we wear, and we don't know what's going on inside anybody's body. Be kind. You never know what's going on. You never know why somebody's doing something. If you give it some space, and if you radiate just a space, radiate nothing, so you're one with the space, then you are able to perceive what's going on clearly, and then you can work on how you're reacting to that situation or not. Pushing the limits, it seems like that for us in this body, because all these energies that are negative, that we've been accumulating, holding, mostly demonic energies, they are the ones that are feeling this way. That's why I began the talk by saying, have you ever felt sometimes the time and the space is kind of playing a trick on you? So when the mind is clear, and when you're when you feel free, and when you're in a mood to do something, what happens? You do it faster. I've experienced, I'm getting trained, but I've experienced this so many times. The thing that used to take like half an hour, because my mind is distracted, or I'm doing this or I'm doing that, would take only like 5 minutes if I'm focused, and if I'm putting all my energy into it with awareness, beautifully and seamless, and no stress at all. So I think what we human beings call pushing the limits is actually revealing the truth of what we are and how much we can do. I'm 51, and in all these years, I look back And without that um, lesson or a classroom of pushing the limits, I would not be who I am today, or I would not be where I am today. So when I look back, it's like, even though you say, no, I can't do it, stop, no, just go another round, right? Mothers will nod their head if you've given birth to a child. It's good pain, but my God, what the body has to go through to create something. So, but we still do it. You have to do it. It's an energy. It's life. It's spirit. It's doing it through you. You can't help it, right? It's just going. It's just going. You can't be without eating. Somebody was mentioning the other day to me that, have you noticed babies? They, how do they know that they have to put their hand into the mouth to eat? How do they know that? You see, it's an energy. It's a very basic instinct. Why are they not putting it in the eyes or nose? It's so perfectly. They are thinking about eating, they're thinking about surviving, and they put everything into their mouths. It was a beautiful way of putting it. I thought it was brilliant. Anyway. So, sometimes pushing the limits is good. Accept it, take it. Because when you do finish it, and when you do come out of it, you will realize that it was so much worth it. It was just clearing out the junk, and the next time you do, it's gonna get so much more easier. It's just that first time, because like I said, we're attacked with so many negative energies and accumulated obstacles to be bound but not free. That's the war here. You're struggling to be free. People with ailments, people with diseases, pain, right? It's just sometimes not acceptable, but you have to go on and on. You have to. You don't die. My mother is 81, in her 80s, and she's trying to leave and she wants to go, but she's not bedridden or anything. She's fine. Her mind is fine and she has help. But she mentioned one time, you can't just commit suicide, can you? You just have to go on living. Which is funny, but she has that kind of a negative mindset. But again, look at God's grace. He lets you go on with the same spirit, and it doesn't matter. Even if your attitude is bad, or if you're weak, or it doesn't matter what state you're in. Okay, everybody's gonna come back home. There was a lady near my building that I heard she was bedridden for 15 years, and somebody was taking care of her. And I just happened to look out the window, and there was this body laying there, and they were preparing her for her final journey. I looked at her face, and she was just so sweet, like a small baby, very beautiful face. Can you imagine the penance for those 15 years waiting to finish off your whatever you're going through for whatever reason, and then getting it over with? Literally. Probably to never ever come back into a body like this. But you have to love it. You have to do what you have to do. The more better you do, the more pleasant your journey will be. People are so frustrated nowadays. So much stress. My 18-year-old boy is stressed out. Little children are stressed out. So you start to learn from your childhood that you have to do this and this. Again, we were talking and we were mentioning, you're born with pain. You're born, you know, experiencing pain, both the mother and child. Think about it. That's how it is, isn't it? So what we have in control, we try to do our best. Like I said, even if we don't have some parts and we look retarded, who cares? You just, at least you're free. At least you're riding the bike freely and continuing the journey. Where your soul's going. He creates that time and space for everyone to live your story out. So it'll get better when you delete all the junk, and when we clearly think, kind of like an artist. I am an artist, and I think if I do it well, if I do it with the good intention, with the mind, it will come out perfectly. But if you're not in a mood, I have a project. It's been postponing because I'm not able to get into that state of mind where I would feel I can do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to see, because I don't lie. I don't fool around when it comes to that kind of a thing, because you want to do a good job. You understand? You want to do a good job. So you don't want to fool yourself. You don't want to delude yourself that you didn't do it. You didn't do it. You don't want people around that telling you no, it's okay, it's really good. Then the self-correction and the self-improvement, all that falls away. If you're going to listen to somebody who's lying about it, you have to be your own critic, and you have to bend your mind, and you have to push the limits to how much can you do, how much energy can you put into that to finish the project. You experience willpower, you experience self-confidence, you experience a lot of challenges that you overcome. It makes you grow, with a character that is untouchable. But I don't want to do it unless I'm in a good mood to do it. There's an energy that flows through when you're creating something, when you're doing an artwork, and you want that energy to be perfectly aligned with your mind that is looking for that space to put the perfect stroke to create that masterpiece. It takes a lot of energy, it takes a lot of focus, so you don't want to be distracted, you don't want to be thinking this and that and fool around. So you wait in the space, you wait until you get into the mode, that's how you do it, that's how I do it. And there's no conflict there's no anger, and it flows freely. Anything you do that way, think about it, anything in life, from waking up to dressing up to eating to cooking, you have to just dance around like it's a stage, and it will come out beautifully. It will be divine. Even if the simplest thing you do and you offer it, it will taste divine. It will look beautiful, because there's no deception there. It's a pure form of energy. It's a clear reflection of the truth. It's beautiful, isn't it? So allow whatever it is that is pushing your limits, allow it. And with just a little more effort, just a little more change of thoughts in the mind, where You say, okay, I have to do this, I'm going to do this, and you push through it, right? When you know the limits, it's okay, even if it breaks. It's like tuning we're getting fine tuned here, so we sing a good song, we live this life like a beautiful song. You have to tighten the strings to make that sound beautifully. Yeah, and sometimes we're stupid enough to tighten it too much and it breaks. Yeah, that's okay. I think the mistakes are a part of the game here. That's how you learn. You learn a lot. You learn to forgive. You learn to move on. No matter what it is, one can learn a lot. See, that's very humbling. It's very humbling. And then we don't have all these other stupid energies that's bossing us around, pushing us around. The slave mentality. Mind of a slave must be changed to break the chain. Quote from a song. So you don't want that slave mentality. You want to be free. And as we keep changing, you watch it, everything will change around you. People will not be able to penetrate your aura, push you and make you, find your weakness and make you jump up and down like a fool and embarrass yourself. You won't care, and when they don't get that food from you, they will leave you. I'm saying this from experience because I've been there, and I'm shamelessly sharing it because I want somebody to be helped by this. Easily falling like for people who are if you want to get raw enough and brutally honest, we fall for women, especially for a man's seduction, or a man easily falling for a woman's deception. But we got to stop all that, isn't it? How long are we going to keep going on and on doing that? It hurts, it hurts. The pure form of the negative energies, they don't care, but we don't know because there are normal human beings carrying those energies. That's why they look like that, that's why they act like that, they can't think properly, they seem scattered. Nothing they say, they mean nothing. Don't even get into the concept of truth because there isn't any. You see? And then there's fights, there's wars, there's conflicts. But it can be removed, it can be eliminated. Because like I said, when we keep rising it up, it will rise, it will. Because when you're forced and pushed into a situation where you're challenged, you're pushed to the limits, you're challenged, that spirit is so strong and so powerful. I've seen it happen many times within me and many around me. It will rise, the spirit will rise up and it will do what it needs to do. So the truth is, we're all going to make it. We will make it. It doesn't matter how hard it looks or how hard you have to work to push yourself to that limit. It's just one pattern at a time. Break it, then it gets easier. Yes, it will come again and again. It's not just you just do it once and see, then it will work. You have to work on all the parts of yourself, the lazy part, the giving up part, I don't like it part, I can't do it part. When you're pushed into a situation where your life is demanding a solution, a redemption of sorts, then that life, that spirit, that person who's carrying it will find the strength, will find the space, will find some way or the other. It will be given unto those children as a gift, to receive it, to accept it. We were talking about in the previous album, receiving the gift. We received it. Now the gift of love. What do we do with it? How do we act on earth carrying that beautiful gift? So once it rises and once we figure it out, we do it. When we do it, then it makes sense to us, right? And we are that much more confident in ourselves. We know ourselves. We have to do it. This whole world now, it's like everybody is expecting somebody else to do something for them, especially with all this technology in hand. That kind of attitude has penetrated and contaminated the natural thinking processes. We are intelligent. Nothing can replace the spontaneous thinking and the instinct that, that's life. It's natural, it's organic. Nothing can match that. If you have a set protocol that has a set rule and a pattern, it's not flexible enough to change it when it does call for it. How many times do we see in the weather, it says it's going to rain, it's going to have a thunderstorm. My son and I, we used to laugh at all the time, but there is absolutely no thunderstorm. So you're not completely in tune with what something is predicting is going to happen. No, you have to be aware, you have to be in the space, you have to be in the moment, and you have to watch what's happening and then act accordingly. I don't look at the weather and take my umbrella. I look out, see how the weather is, be in tune, and then do the needful. Of course, you can look at it. What I'm saying is, you can't be dependent on it completely. You have to use your inner strength in your mind and your own, self. You're a human being. You're alive. So you have to live according to the nature of that matter that we are having, this body, this mind, right? Will rise. There is a little struggle, but to either come out of that situation, solve the situation. It's very powerful. You will just get up and you will just start doing it, because nobody is there to help you. You got tired of getting frustrated. You get tired of crying. You get tired of complaining. You get tired of stagnating in this same place. It will just be loosened up a little bit, to be pushed around, and it will just move. It will happen. So hang in there. Let God push the limits and see how beautiful you can become. It will come out. You're protected. Most of the times we're stuck with fear. Oh, this will happen, that will happen. It's negative feeling, but it's not real. It's not real. When you're filled with so much love, there is no fear. Don't have fear. He said, don't have fear. But it takes a while to be able to practice it and experience it. So when we have that much love, that's what I'm doing personally, that I know there is love. So what can I do? What can love do to have a different kind of an attitude? how can I change these feelings and these thoughts I have about somebody did something, said something, or not doing something? Most of the times I've been so wrong. Your mind is scattered, your mind is completely filled with this foggy energy of sadness and sorrow and anger, offendedness. Mostly it's this offendedness. Before even somebody touches you, you're exploding, because you already know in your mind that's what that person is thinking, that's what that person is doing to you, and then we apply it to everybody. How can we do that? Everyone's relationship with everyone is different. You have to be flexible. It's not a one mind fits all, isn't it? So let's move on with the process. We've started another series here, and don't be afraid of pushing the limits. In this day and age where everything is contaminated and even a small little thing takes so much effort and energy to do it, but think, prioritize, and if you have to do it, and if you have to push to the limits, accept it. Acceptance is a very friendly redeemer. It'll help. And then you realize that, wow, I was capable of doing it, isn't it? Even if it means that you're adding extra GB, right? Extra space in the, that's fine. So, have a great day, have a good day. These are all simple teachings that is being lights being shed upon. All these are like scriptures that we're living every day. Your story, it's real, it's not made up, it's not modified, it's not artificial, it's real. And the experience you will have is the truth. Don't be afraid. Let him come. Let him push around a little bit and see what he can clean up in the spirit, and what you can do with all that space. You don't have to fill up all the space. You do need a lot of space. That's what makes the painting beautiful. Everything is cluttered in one place and there's no space, then it's ugly. Be comfortable with space. Understand what that is. We'll talk about that in the next one. So experience the truth. Understand what it is, so it can set us free. We are on the roll here. That's what they say. We're rolling. We are pushed to the limits. I am sharing what the truth of my experiences. This urge to share the good news, right? It's very intense, intensely overwhelming, and there is some kind of a relief once it's shared. I'm just that kind of a person. My entire life it's been a heavy karmic intense roller coaster ride alone, mostly. A few passers by playing the role. Deep, intense personal relationships that trigger these experiences in life. You have absolutely no control. And you want to think, what is this engine that's running you, that is driving you, isn't it? It's a very, very strong impulse. You're just this ball of energy is rolling around. Doing this, doing that. So I'm here again, June 5th, 2025. The whole beginning of this year, it's been quite pleasant, actually. So we said we were talking about pushing the limits. I have always had a part of me that tracks well. It's an artist's mind. And then the reflection follows. Lot of processing. It's a vast, elaborate work, mostly from within. And again, I hope and pray that my life is worth sharing and inspiring, uplifting and empowering. Because the body it's a vehicle, but the higher energy it's a different portal, it's a different space. It's basically a mental state. It's a mental state. It's a state of mind that allows you to take your mind off and away from the body that is ailing and hurting, if that's what you're going through. And draws this energy that is different, or say higher, or kind of like a heat therapy, literally. And it goes into your body and it just soothes the pain. Many times people they're experiencing a lot of healing and miracles. I've had several experiences like that in my body, and that is one of the things in this pushing the limit category. And I've been healed, and I was being taught how to cope with it, how to push through it. There is no concept of giving up. One just lives, you came into this body, you just live, and you just move on. We were told, that the truth will be revealed Eventually, all truths will be revealed, was what told to us. Meaning, we hear this voice within. Okay? It's a very different voice from all the other parts that we carry from within. It's very simple actually. Because we have layers and layers of rebellion, and we protected ourselves, and we're trying to save ourselves, and because we don't know what else to do. It's a basic instinct of a human being, right? But when something from outside intervenes and starts to do this supernatural imposing something that you never thought existed or even could happen, what happens? It expands you. Then when you expand, what happens? You get space. Now we have all this space, and we have a choice to do what we want to do in that space, because there's space to dance around, move around. You're not restricted. You feel free. Basically, you feel free from feeling oppressed and caught up in a room, or just, these are phases. When I'm in the pain, then that's all you can think about, isn't it? It's that real, isn't it? It's so hard to take your mind off of that nagging thing that's troubling your body. I don't know. I think the higher divine energy, I don't think it even feels the pain or experiences the pain. I don't know. But anyway, as a human being, I think we have a lot of opportunities and scope to keep realizing the self, knowing the truth from within, and all these experiences leads us to that. I guess that's where I'm at. So I can recollect experiences and share it without feeling the weight of it, without reliving the pain of it. And it's very relieving, very freeing. So it's a complete makeover, like I said. Sometimes I look back, I'm like, wow, who am I? I've come a long way. So for the human part, the goal is to how good we can be. You are given a gift. We were talking in the previous chapters. You're given a gift. What you do with it, you can choose. You have the right to choose what you want to do with the gift. You want to misuse it, you want to throw it away, you want to keep it, you want to use it well, you want to cherish it, you know what I mean? There are some who receive the gift and then throw it back at the face. You see, there's a lot of hatred and anger and all that thing that we have to face and we have to overcome. So how are we going to do that? That's why we need this space that is created. All that comes when we experience little things in life that reveals to us the qualities that are within us, whether it's good or bad. That's how you can work on yourself, isn't it? Let it come out. You see what's manifesting, and then you look at it, you reflect on it, and then you go back home and you think about, wow, I shouldn't have done that. Oh, I'm really sorry I did that, right? That happens all the time. How far you want to take it and how perfect you want to be is your choice. It's a beautiful journey, actually. When your state of mind is experiencing bliss, no matter what you do from that place, it turns out to be good. Literally now I look back and all the things that's happened it's been such a blessing. It's all been for good. It's all been for good. Even the worst things, even the weirdest stuff that happens. It's all, I think, part of the game. We get some elevation and we reflect on it, we realize that when I was little, there were talents hidden within. It was pushed to the limits and it came out, and then it stuck with me. So it begins with some kind of a self appreciative things, little things. And some people say, wow, that was really good, right? And then you feel good about yourself, and you keep growing that way. One thing leads to the other, and then now you have that part. But the most important thing is the character part of the human being. And that character part comes with all the virtues that we can practice in our daily living with the people that we meet every day. Everybody, in everything, with the totality. It's all or nothing. You can't say, oh, I was good to this person, but I really beat the shit out of that person. No, you can't have so much hypocrisy in our personality and character. It has to be steady and consistent for us to experience the success of living in this body and finishing the journey. So it's very freeing when we get that space. So I am saying, allow it, let it happen. Let that voice talk to you. Let it come in. They say, you knock on the door, it'll be opened, you ask and it shall be given. I sometimes feel like my whole life I've been knocking on the door, but nobody's opening, and I've been asking and nobody's giving. I don't know, maybe there's still time for this whole thing to touch our hearts, open our minds to some kind of a new experience that actually makes sense. I'm just so tired of being like a tragedy queen, or being in that same state of mind where you go through the thoughts that trouble you and hurt you and make you feel bad. I can give a lot of examples and experiences like that, personal. In the previous album, I was talking about a particular situation, and then I went off into a tangent and I couldn't get back to it, but it's meant to be, because like I said, this is a spontaneous thing. This is not rehearsed at all. As I experience, I'm just sharing it, very raw, very authentic. But that's just me. This is how I'm shaped, or what I have become in all this pushing the limits and finding my space. You do it your way, in your own life, with the space and the people that you've been given. No two people are the same. No two people can do the things in the same way. Nobody can ask somebody else what to do, how am I. No, it's your job. You go within yourself, you do the work, and you'll get the result. That's what all this. I hate being alone. I don't like being lonely. But it's been like that. I've been pushed into this corner to just rise up. We were talking about you just rise up to figure out what to do, and it'll just erupt. There's no other way to bring that out of us, because the rebellion is so thick. We're just buried inside. So it's like an intervention, right? Somebody's coming and pulling you up. One thing leads to the other, one thing leads to the other, and you're growing, your body is growing, your mind is expanding. And eventually, all the parts that you choose to keep integrates. And then you have this beautiful person that's coming out slowly, feeling safe, feeling stronger, and starts to experience life using all these tools and blessings that we've received, or it's risen from within, and your life can actually be very, very pleasant. You're not having something or the other in the mind all the time to fight about, to hate about, to complain about. You're grateful. Every day you're grateful, and then you get renewed. And you wake up, you share a story, it should be inspiring, it should be transforming. You live it, and you show, and it's very, very powerful. I've stopped doing all the police work, all the telling others what to do. Like, I cannot stop myself, because there'll be somebody else to do that anyway. It's tiring, all the time finding faults with somebody. It drains you. When are we going to look at our own selves? Right? That's all the time we have to do. Anyway, going back to that story. So some relationship thing is going on, and somebody's supposed to give me money, and I'm waiting, and I don't know when it's going to happen. You're thinking about it, like it's in your mind. Certain things that I'm sharing, I'm elaborating it, I'm giving it space. I'm actually, zooming in and explaining, because that's what happens to the mind. Then there is a relaxing feeling, there's no stress, because we tend to, in this day and age, do things so fast, and the details are overlooked, and we're constantly in a loop of being stressful, reacting, and then it goes back inside. Now we have to deal with it within our bodies and minds. See, we're bound, like in jail, and it's frustrating. So anyway, that's what we're doing. We're expanding it. We're kind of explaining the space. That's just coming from my mind. Like I said, you apply it in your life if it's applicable. So then nothing happens. There is space. So then I realized the truth that okay, it's not going to happen. And the weekend came. Then again it didn't happen, so I just waited. Now what do you do, right? Because see, with me it was like I said, one thing leads to the other, and then it's practice after that. Very short temper. It's like, you would short circuit if somebody offended you, but that's because it was inside of me already. And I didn't have any control. I was just a free, spirit, loud, vibrant, noticeable, bombastic, you name it, everything. I had everything. I don't think it was easy for people to be around a person like me, even though I craved it. I craved people's attention. I craved wanting to be liked and all that. Immaturity, basically. But then I saw myself just letting it go, because I had all this space to think, and it's okay, it's not going to happen, it's fine, and I just let it go. Then I got a message saying, oh, some problem is there. There's no water in the building, so I'll do it tomorrow. And then I had this space. I thought about it. Then I said, these are examples. How you can deal with a situation that's really frustrating, or you could go into states that, could create a conflict or a fight. Then I wrote back, understood, no props. You won't believe. In 5-10 minutes, the money was there in the bank. So then I laughed and I smiled and I said, okay, I passed the test, right? I did it. Because when you are not reacting in a negative way, you're positive about it. You have to mean it though. You can't just fake it. You have to mean it. You have to put in that energy into the intention. Otherwise it won't work. You can't just fake it. When you do that, it's actually it backfires. The good energy transfers. They change their mind. Whatever happens, it clears out the energy, clears out the space. You feel like doing it again. And then that other person goes and does it anyway. You see? When you let go, you let things be, and understand, if you can, something must be going on the other side. I am not talking about the evil side. I'm not talking about people who are constantly cheating, betraying. We're not on that side at all. We're on the good side here to see how we can improve our goodness, simply put. When you do that from this side, actually I think you can even push the enemies away. There is a chance even they can change. Why not? It can transfer into that also. Can clean up anything. It's a sweet energy. It can touch. Even a heart like stone. Probably melted. The other day, so that was a story that's finishing in this episode here. You see, when you have that space, right, after you've been pushed to the limits and you have all this space, you can think like this, and you can actually even diffuse wars, and you can not add to the conflict. You can even help the conflict to be consoled, or to not exaggerate itself into a big explosion of negative energies and disturbance. I was standing in the line buying some coupons for dinner, and I had just 20 rupees, like a 15 rupee meal ticket. She didn't have change. So I said, okay, I didn't get any more money, and so we have to stand in line, and there was a lady behind me. Then there was another lady behind her who had just coins and change. So the cashier actually skipped this person that was behind me, went to the next person asking her for the coins and give the coupons. So this lady next to me reacted. She started to get mad because this other lady was cutting in. But she didn't track because she was lost. She was in some other world. She is busy being stressed out in her own mind. So she was not aware to see what was really happening. Is it really necessary to get mad? Wherever we go, we can see these things happening. I have tons of experiences where it could have become worse, but one small choice of doing something good turned it into a pleasant experience. It's being aware in the moment. So she tells me to move aside, and she calls this other lady to buy the give her the coupon so she will get some change from her, then she can give me the change back. So she had 5 rupees and 10 rupees, so she took my 20 rupees and gave me the 5 rupees back. By that time, this girl behind me was starting to react, thinking she's cutting in line, and because the lady, the cashier, is in charge, you have to watch what she's doing. No, there's no space in the mind. So she was short circuiting. So I put my hand on her shoulder and I said, smiled at her, and she instantly, it was instant, she just smiled and she calmed down, because I lent her my understanding of what was happening, because I was involved in the situation. That it's okay, she's doing the right thing. She's smart. She actually did a great job doing that, and I appreciated it. Thanked her, and this lady behind me also caught on to that energy instead of making it into a big fight because she's offended that somebody else is cutting in front of her. See, all conflicts arise from all that selfish needs, and I'm not saying it's natural for a human being to be like that, but we have to rise up about that if we really want peace, and have friendly experiences with people. So she calmed down and said, okay, fine, right? What are we gonna lose? That's just another small experience of how you can radiate a calm energy even in midst of chaos and confusion. Everybody's lost in their own minds, but technically we're all connected, aren't we? We're all made of the same material. How can one human being that looks like another human being hate and fight? And I don't know why I'm saying all these things. I'm sure it's for a reason. It's getting out there in the space and hopefully generating some kind of love that will heal and end wars. Collective energy. Maybe I'm sitting here hacking the internet of every heart, and then it will hack the internet too. The connection between people. Everywhere now there is scheming and scamming, right? Be aware of all that, but we don't have to involve in that. It's okay. You keep doing the work of being good and God will come. Create a space and a path for you that will shine its majestic glory and success, fulfillment and satisfaction. When you're happy, you love. When you love, you create. And that create part can be anything, from a song to an artwork to a word of love, or to resolve a dispute, whatever that. It's all energy, right? It will happen. So that's why they say be happy. But people who are sad and have problems get mad when you tell them to be happy. Trust me, I was also one of them. But I understand it now. I'm a lot happier now than I used to be. So it's easier for people to be around me now. I literally don't have conflicts with anyone right now. I don't have active war going on. Yes, I have work to do within, of course, It's an ongoing job. That's why I can relate to normal people. We're all on the same page. So let it happen. Let it go. I'll share another experience. Listening to that voice. Very, very important. From within. Don't have to feel crazy. You do the work. Because you're not pretending. It's real for you. My father had expired, and in Chennai, my mother and I, we were looking for his passport, and we couldn't find it anywhere. So then I was packing to come back to the US, and she was just going crazy because she couldn't find it. I said, let it go, it's okay, it's gone now. What are we gonna do with the passport? And I had this little carry bag. In my mind, I'm arrogant about my perfection of packing and doing things well, like that part of me, the tracking part. So I let it go and I started packing, and then I came back to US and I was unpacking my bags. You can tell where the story is going, but just be with me. So this bag had a side pocket with no zip. I don't keep anything with no zip because I'm carrying it, obviously. I don't want things to fall off, and I'm very, very sure I didn't put anything there. So I was unpacking because I had to go to work the next day and I didn't have time. I was doing the work right away, and I wasn't even thinking about my father's passport at that time. Understand? I'm just back and I'm just being in the space and I'm moving on. There is a little bit of sadness, but I was just processing it well. And this voice was so clear in my head. It said, check the side pockets, and I laughed. I mocked it. I said, what for? I know I didn't put anything over there. I don't pack. I'm packing. This is my bag. For a split second, all this happened within a split second. Like I said, I'm just expanding. Then I caught myself and I said, so what if I be thorough in checking, even if I feel stupid. Sometimes we overlook. We really think it's not there, or this one's, like I said, sometimes what we think is not right at all, but we think we're right, but we can be so wrong. So that's why we need to listen to this voice that sometimes comes and corrects us. Then it breaks that rebellion, pushes through, and it creates space. So I listened to the voice for the first time. I think that was a big turning point in my life, where I saw myself change to be able to listen to that inner voice. Even if there's nothing there, even if I'm right about I didn't put anything in the side pocket. I've been sitting in the plane for 18 hours. I know what's there in that bag. And I put my hand in the right side, right open zip. There's no zip. It's just a open flap. I put my hand in and I take out my father's passport. Can you believe it? And I was just sitting there with the passport, and I think I cried for hours and hours. It just hit me so hard, and all these emotions just poured out. It was so humbling, actually, the healing and everything. It was embarrassing, isn't it, that voice is asking me to check in the side pocket when I didn't put anything over there. Just imagine that one moment, if I didn't put my hand there and I didn't listen to that voice and I didn't take the passport out, I wouldn't have gone to the next step of my um understanding of myself and improving myself. So important. It was so important for me to make that choice. I called my mother and I said I found a passport in my bag, and she was just amazed. So basically my father's spirit came back to the US with me, and then the rest is history. Maybe I'll share it some other time, why it was so important for me at that time. We turned the house upside down. Like I said, my mother was obsessed in finding his passport. She couldn't stop thinking about my father. He had just passed. But we couldn't find it anywhere. I probably even checked in these pockets. But I didn't find it. It was weird. More than supernatural. Because you think you're so perfect in doing something, and then some higher spirit just, shifts you into another space, pushes you into this space where you're realizing something very important. It's a very small event, but how significant. From then on, I started to hear this voice very clearly. I could feel the relief of the unbinding, from those parts of us that doesn't let us do anything right. It's always negative. It's always offensive. It's not won't listen to anything and anyone. I don't know, maybe this is making somebody squirm out there listening. But how sweet, isn't it? So that's what that energy is, that the grace of God that you have. It pushes you to the limits, all the way till the end, extremes sometimes. And then you have the release, in that space that He just created for you to experience. The oneness that He, it's the presence. It's beautiful. It wakes you up from where you are, kind of sleeping, to a different realm of reality. And you feel so happy in that state of mind. This is my most favorite place. We just sit and share words of wisdom and sing and talk. The best part, right? Very healing. And then it gives you the strength to come back into the mundane world and do other things. And there's balance. You wobble, but then you find your balance eventually, isn't it? That's also natural. So many times you find yourself fall, slip, but your body comes back into the balanced state and you realize nothing's happened, you're being saved. Not a magic going on in the space, whether we can see it or not. Clean up the junk. Clean up the junk. It's important. Begin with your own house. And slowly it will change. Your habits that you do with your body changes, and then slowly we take it up to the mind. So on and so forth. think I covered what I wanted to share. Let that intervention happen. Open the door. Be bold. Ask questions, you know. May you all receive what he has come to give you. You know, it's a gift. Life is a gift. We create a good story in the space between living and then dying. Celebrate when we can. Appreciate people around us, especially your own family. You know, bring the change, bring that peace into your homes. Rise up the love that we can share with each other. Make our lives worthwhile. Make our lives worth living and sharing. And make this place a beautiful space to live in and share. What else is important, more important than that? Everything else falls away, all the selfish, me, my, the conflicts that goes on. It's embarrassing sometimes. Giving is powerful. You receive more when you give. Abundance, isn't it? You hold back. Especially with money nowadays, it's the best space now with everything that's happening around in the world to understand the energy behind money. And we will talk about that a little more when the time comes. But it's a good classroom to be in and understand, because even there I've been trained because I had a job and all that. I left all that for this ministry, and I've been taught how God takes care of you. I'm not saying everybody has to just leave everything and be like me, but just let the experiences teach you what you need to learn. And we realize we don't have to be so weird about money. That poverty mindset needs to be changed. Everybody can be happy when there is a correct kind of giving and receiving, instead of hoarding, being selfish, and there's no balance there. It will all come to light. Everybody will know what to do in their own space. There is money, it's not that there's no money out there. So we'll do our best with all that, and time is going by so fast. This is what I'm talking about now. It's like around 45 minutes already, and does it feel like it? Did I really talk for that long? You see, it's magical, that kind of realization in this space. So it's precious. So let's make best use of the time and the space, and what colors we're painting with our character, with our relationships, with our behavior. We can do a little better every day. No need to overload, because overload trips. Slow and nice, easy. Be at peace. Share the love. Take it easy. And celebrate the space. Good morning to all. June 6th, Friday, 2025. very pleasant, beautiful morning. Let us complete the series while it is still fresh in the mind and while we are rolling on it, and complete this segment of the journey where we accept being pushed to the limits, because all that it does is bring us back to light from the darkness. Even though for the burden and for the body and for the troubled mind it feels like we're being pushed to the limits, but actually the highest and the best potential of what we are from within is being brought out. And if it is not there, it's being created in a new way, new spirits, new space. Pushing through the limits creates these beautiful space. And when there is space, there is air to breathe. So we breathe new life. We feel alive. We live with meaning. We let life row its boat full throttle. Thus, being saved. We are all being saved in some way or the other. The details are always in the director's hand as he directs and guides each role to play their part. But as a director, he knows all the parts, all the roles. He has to be the all in all. That can be you. You direct your life, your thoughts, your actions. Three beautiful souls I met this morning as I reluctantly dragged my body to feed it. I'm not suffering in any way, don't get me wrong. It's just how it is. It's our choice to exaggerate it, be with it, or work around it and create new ways to experience life. All these lessons are given to us in bits and parts. Then the whole integration begins, where you would have to choose which rules to follow, or which, I'm not talking about the rituals and routines that bind us. Talking about what you have figured out to do in certain situations or states of minds that you get into that you feel you need to come out of it or be free from. It is time now that we all connect correctly with souls that are seeking such company. It's important. It really regenerates you. It's so refreshing to meet a soul. You take off from where you left off. There's no baggage, there's no personal reading behind the scenes and all the scheming and scamming. You're free, and it's so refreshing as a soul to meet people like that and connect and recharge. So I'm really blessed. I literally feel saved. See, this is the beauty of this experience. It is so seamless. One choice, it leads to the other, and then when you get used to obeying him with absolutely no doubt or mocking or fighting, and then it gets that much more easier. He waits patiently, for us to open the doors, let him in. He's big in giving, and sometimes we tend to be small in receiving. And then we have parts that lie to us that we're being tortured, or we're being bullied, or we're being pushed. It's not true. If we really do this work and look into honestly, what can I do to change? What can I do to give back to the Lord? It has given me so much. And when you start feeling grateful, everything changes. It just clears the room of all this vulgar thoughts that are actually not true at all. It's the opposite. He's been blessing us, he's been helping us, he's saving us. He's saving us from our own self that is misleading us into places where he's not, and doing things that is harmful to us. It is time that we rise. We recognize the gift that has been hidden inside from the beginning of time and let it shine. We're being saved here, and we should seem like it. It doesn't matter how hard it is for your body. You rise up and you shine that smile, walk around. It doesn't matter how nasty people are or how badly they're receiving your good intentions of being friendly. You do it anyway. What we call darshan. This whole thing began, and he named it darshan experience. Darshan means to see, to be able to see. We need to be able to see clearly, then we can perceive correctly, and then we don't have to go into short-circuited states of minds. That is actually a deluded space of deceit. It's deceit. So we can rise up, we can change things, you can mend relationships, you can strengthen your heart, bless the weakness with the strength, work around the pain. All these beautiful teachings are given to us. It's all there. It's too much. Now it feels like I don't have enough time, I don't have enough life to practice all this and experience all this. So I pray that every moment we cherish, little things we do, we say, and we see, it actually accumulates and piles up and leads to the next darshan, to the next level of understanding and a blessing. So I'm really happy, even if it's like mundane things, getting up and doing this or doing that. Don't take it lightly, because you never know where those blessings are hidden. He's hidden inside the ordinary. You don't have to search anywhere far and wide. It might be right within you, it might be right where you are at right now. Just open your eyes and look around. You might find that one person that loves you. You might find that one act of kindness that may touch you. That one act of giving that can uplift you. Change your heart to also give. So we accept His hand in our lives for being saved. And we are grateful for this life, for this body that allows us to journey this beautiful path that He has laid, against all odds, against everything that has come against this being that has chosen God, has chosen goodness, or I guess trying to its best to do its work. It's humbling, and we're grateful, and we're thankful for all the blessings. When we are saved, then we are at a different level, we are in a different room. We love him so much, we're so grateful. It's important to see and perceive the right way, very, very important. Because if we go wrong on that step, then everything goes wrong after that. It takes one thought of misunderstanding to end a relationship. And sometimes we could be wrong and we could have missed out, but it's never too late. He will always open up another room. We thought we missed the school, we thought we ran out of school somewhere else. He will create it elsewhere, because the nature of his love to save a soul is ferocious. It's ferocious. He will put his hand anywhere in the pit of hell, it doesn't matter where you are, and he will bring you out. Small experiences will open your eyes to understand his personality. It's so simple but so sweet and strong, and it's easy for him. You cannot underestimate God's power of love. We have to grow up, be mature, and understand it. Do this work with him. It's like, if somebody's coming to save you, you're drowning, and we can make the other person also drown and then misunderstand that we're not being saved. See, it's panic, right? It's not seeing it clearly because there are debris of fears, anxiety, all these other things that come up, and they have a name for everything out there, right? Some of the names I can't even pronounce. For all the mental states of insanity, they have a name out there, and all the disturbing elements that the body goes through, it's all out there. But we're not on that path. Me personally, I have led a very parallel path to that, although it's been there in the side, tempting all the time. His grace is abundant. So even if we are thinking we're falling, even if we have misled our minds and thoughts, He will eventually make you realize that the whole time you've been saved, you've been blessed. He's put you in the right place with the right people. And there is an extreme sensation of surrender that comes over you. And the old things are not happening anymore. Old habits are not surfacing anymore. That's how much big of a difference it makes. Meeting one soul that actually understands and connects the right way. It's that much more powerful. So be that soul that is being saved. Walk around like mean it. You've been blessed. You've experienced the truth. Then you seem like it. No need to feel shy. No need to be afraid. No need to find excuses. That is not humility. A low self-esteem or not really showing the gift that you really have. It's not, you don't have to take any credit for that. It has to be the other way around. It's exactly the opposite of that negative energy that goes around showing off, demanding. It's an intent, isn't it? On this other side, you're doing the same thing, but the intention is love and kindness. You're not expecting anything back, and it's not going to hurt anybody. It's not going to press anybody. It is going to inspire. It is going to transfer a spirit of confidence and truth even to the other person, whether you're having a relationship with them or not. You're radiating that when you're walking around, and that itself is a blessing. You become the blessing. You be the blessing. You're walking around carrying this temple in your heart. There is a story in the Tamil literature, very beautiful. These 64 Nayanmars, I think they are called Shivas. devotees. Devotee was basically consciousness, complete consciousness and awareness of everything around and within. And I'm not exactly sure, I don't remember exactly the name and all that, but there is this one soul that is restricted to build a temple because of money or whatever worldly reason. So he sits in meditation, he starts building the temple within his heart, brick by brick, and he's visualizing it. He is literally imagining in his mind, but he is giving it all his devotion and work and dedication and everything. The energy is put into a thought and it's manifesting in his heart. And it is said that at the end of the completion of the temple, the king gets a dream and comes over and completes the vision, fulfills the prophecy. That's how powerful his ways are. It's mysterious, mystical, but it's never vague. It is very clear in whichever way he is doing it. I'm standing in line to go eat in the canteen and I see this butterfly and I almost missed it because it was so small, but then I looked again and it was flying around again. It came for second and third round, so I don't miss it. It was so beautiful. A tiny little connection with the butterfly, so small, and orange petals, and the colors were so beautiful, and it stood out among the crowd and the chaos and the diluted fog of crazy minds. It stood out and it really lit up a smile on my face. It's not that small. Personally, the place I'm at and what I'm going through, for me it means a lot. So I drink it. I drink the nectar when it is given and I replenish my soul with this presence and continue this journey. Very grateful and thankful, being saved. Now we wait for his hand to go where he leads us again and do the remaining works that we came here to do. With a smile on my face, I pray for grace to everyone seeking such blessings, relief from their frustrated pain and whatever they're going through. I know there's a lot going on in the world nowadays. And to believe on faith that his mighty hand can come anywhere and touch you and save you from drowning, lift you up. Sky is the beginning, he told us when we needed to hear it. May you hear words of inspiration and wisdom from within, especially if you're alone and you feel lonely. Whoever you are, wherever you are at, may you feel his mighty presence. May you be blessed. May you let him save you. May you know it, feel it, experience it. Change the way your mind thinks. Change the way your life lives. And accept and receive this new life, because it changes after you're saved, right? You have a new life now. You were drowning, you thought you were going to die, but you're saved. You're being brought up to the shore. You're breathing the air again, and it's such a relief. It's a very intense, strong feeling. So you live life a little differently now. You value things more respectfully than disrespecting it and ignoring it and mocking it. So there are new good virtues that are waiting to be blessed within you, and you automatically become a blessing. It's not like a something to do or some there's no, you just be in the space and things will just start to happen. So that's what's happening here. We are being saved, and there is a story that's created in this whole process, and it will go down in history. Every soul has its own story of their journey, and each story is unique and beautiful in its own way. So we respect that within and with each other, thus creating this beautiful story of love. It's a love story. It's really true. And may love fill your heart in such a way that you feel healed and you feel refreshed, renewed, resurrected. Enjoy life. Give it back to it, all that you have, with all your heart, mind, and soul. And I'm sure many would agree with me how many times they've been saved, literally. It's the whole body of God. It's the body, mind, and the spirit coming together. And it is going to be getting better. It's going to be more and more beautiful. Just step on this side and start walking this path on faith that He's there, He knows, He's watching. The person who is saving knows how to save it, how to save from outside, right? So take that helping hand, come out of whatever you're stuck in, and we will all celebrate life in oneness of the heart's love, mind's thoughts, and the spirit's experience.